Hey, mathematicians. This is our first activity this week for math. This is our Wednesday activity. As you notice that we're doing a little different organization. And so this one has to do with fractions. We're starting unit 2 and we're getting into unlike denominators with fractions. So that means the bottom number, if you can see 1/2 plus 3/4, the 2 and the 4 are different. So we have to figure out strategies to come up with that helps us add and subtract those types of fractions that have different denominators. Because remember, we cannot add the fractions if they have different denominators or bottom numbers. So we have to make them the same or come up with strategies to help us solve the problems. So we're using, if you have your supply box, your math supply box, we are using the money activity, the money resources that you have, and we're going to use these to help us with fractions. So you can use these, which we would be using in class, or you can use, there's an app that says Money Pieces app that's right on your computer. Or what I would even highly suggest even more is use your money app and use a hands-on. I just threw a quarter out of here. Can you believe it? So use both. So if you're able to use both, then I would suggest that, because I'll show you why in a second. So when you go through this problem string, so this is a problem string. Normally in class, we'd be writing these notes down together and using using our money resources to help us. So remember, we're trying to figure out how to add fractions with unlike or different denominators. So the first thing I want you to do in part A is use this link to review fractional parts of a dollar with money pieces. Then watch the beginning of the money model problem string. So you're going to be pulling out this dollar. You might want two of them. It comes with, I think, $4. So grab at least two of these if you're using the resources from the box, and then click this link, and it's going to pull up a slideshow for you. And I'm going to run through this slideshow real quick, but I want you to watch it again before you start the activity. So what fractions can the money model show? So here's our dollar, and the dollar is broken up into hundredths because there's 100 cents in a dollar, right? But then we can break it further after the hundredths. So let's see what kinds of fractions or pieces does our money model show. So we have a $half or 50 cents. Two halves make a whole. So that 50-cent piece shows that it's 50 hundredths or half a dollar. So 1/2 plus 1/2 is a whole, or 50 cents plus 50 cents is a whole. Okay, let's see what else we got. Here's back to our dollar. We have a quarter, and a quarter is 1/4 of a dollar. So it takes up 1/4 of this area, doesn't it? It takes up 1/4 of that area. So if I put another quarter down, there's 2/4. Or I think some of you are seeing that. Yeah, it's a half also. So 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4 or 2/4, 50 cents. And then now we have 3/4 or 75 cents, 75 hundredths. So many ways we could say these. And now we have 4/4 or one whole. So we have 4/4. That's where the name quarter comes from. It's a quarter of a dollar. Quarter is 1/4. So 1/4 is equivalent to 25 cents. Another fourth is a 25 cents, another fourth, and another fourth. So if you add all those up, you have your dollar, or 4/4. Okay, let's go to the next one. Ooh, this is a dime or 10 cents. So 10 cents is 1/10 of a dollar. A dime is 1/10 of a dollar. So it's the big skinny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cents. There's 2/10 or 20 cents, 3/10 or 30 cents, 4/10 or 40 cents, 5/10 or 50 cents, which is half again. So 5/10 is equivalent to 1/2. There's 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and 10/10. 10 dimes or one whole dollar, right? So over here it says 1/10 is equivalent to 10 cents. And there's that 1/10. So if you add them all up, if you get 10 of them, you get $1, right? 10 times 10 is $1. All right, is there anything smaller than a dime? Yes, there is. We have a nickel, which is half of a dime. Nickel is worth 5 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have all these pieces if you want to use them and look at them on your desk, okay, or your table. There's 2 nickels. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 5 100ths. And if I have 2 nickels, then that gives me 10 100ths, or it's equivalent to a dime, right? Which is 1/10. So if I keep going, now they're doubling up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nickels, 8, 10 nickels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 nickels is worth 50 cents. So that's 50 hundredths, or half a dollar, 1/2. So now they're each of these 5 cents is kind of hard because it's 5 100ths, but it can also be simplified down to 1. Let's see how many we have. Let's see how many nickels we have in a dollar. How many nickels do you think we have in a dollar? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 up here. That means we have to have 10 down here as well. So we have 20 nickels. So one nickel, just one of these nickels. Let's see if it shows us here. Yep, one nickel is 1/20th of a dollar. It's I don't ever remember hearing anybody say, "Okay, here's a 20th of a dollar for your change." Usually they say 5 cents or a nickel. But in terms of fractions, to get to know fractions and common denominators out of 100, we say 1/20th of 100. And the smallest coin we have in the United States is this little bronze one, this little copper one. It's called the penny. Yeah. And there's 100 pennies in a dollar. So we have 1/100th. 1/100th is a penny. And a cent, 1 cent, cent means 100th or 100 because you have a century, cent. The prefix cent means 100. So 1/100th, or 1 cent, right? 1 penny. Okay, so here's our money model fractions. We have 100, our dollar. We have our half dollar, 50 cents, 25 cents, or 1/4. Our dime is 1/10. Our nickel is 1/20th. And our penny is 1/100th. And although these are the only coins we have out of a dollar, there are also these fractions that we can use out of 100 too. So 1/5, 1/25th, and 1/50th. We can also use to find our common denominators out of hundredths. So 1/2 is 50 cents. Just to recap, 1/4 is 25 cents. 1/10 is 10 cents. 1/20th is 5 cents. And 1/100th is 1 cent. So when we look at 1/2, or 50 cents, plus 1/4, or 25 cents, what do we get? Well, there are several ways to represent this problem. Use your own strategy before continuing. So, what would you do? So, when you go back to this, what would you do? 1/2 plus 1/4. Some people like to look at it with baking. We're going to also look at a clock model, but right now we're looking at the money model. So, this is what I would do too. So, I would take my dollar, I would take half of that dollar. So it's 50-cent piece, right? So I put the big 50-cent piece in the half, or 2 quarters, right? You can do 2 quarters, plus another fourth, which is a quarter. So this is the visual model. So here's half plus a fourth, and that's it. You're done with the visual model. But if we wanted to put the answer down, we know that we have 1/4. Let's see if I can. We have 1/4 up here. My penmanship is not great. We have 2/4 here, and then we have another fourth here, which is our 3/4. So this fourth up here is not covered. So really, we only have 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. So that's where that answer comes from there. So our Decimals is 50 cents. That was this whole thing here. That was the 50-cent piece plus 25 cents. That's this quarter over here equals 75 cents. And that's the same as 3/4 of a dollar. We want to make it out of hundredths or pennies. We have 50 pennies or 50 hundredths plus 25 pennies or 25 hundredths equals 75 pennies or 75 hundredths. So 1/2 plus 1/4 equals. How can the problem above help you solve this problem? How are they connected? 1/2 plus 3/4. So instead of 1/4, they're asking, how can that problem up here help us solve 1/2 plus 3/4? So we already have 1/4 here. We just need 2/4 more. Oh no, but there's only $1 here. What shall we do? So if you ever need to watch it again, you click this button down here to watch again. Okay. So then after you do that, we go back to our money model and we look at the Money Pieces app. So how did you solve 1/2 plus 3/4? Upload an image of your work on paper or in the Money Pieces app to show your reasoning. So if you want to show me your thinking on paper and write it out, please go ahead. And you're just going to upload it to this little box here. If you want to use this Money Pieces app, then you can do that too. And that's what's going to bring up our dollars and our cents and everything like that. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to let you do the rest. So the problem was, so let's do 1/2. No, Mr. Mac. 1/2 plus 3/4. So that's our problem. So I want to start with my dollar, and I'm going to start with the half. So I'm going to start with my half, and I'm going to pull my half over here. So I have the half done, but now I need to add 3/4. So I'm going to add 3/4, right? So here's my quarters. So I'm going to add 1, 2. Uh-oh, I don't have a dollar left. Oh no, it's all gone. There's one hole, but I only put 2/4. I need one more. Oh, I think you saw that. I'm going to add another dollar. I need to add another dollar. So right now I have 1/2. That's where this half is from. Plus 1/4, 2/4. But I need 3/4. There we go. So 1/2 plus 3/4 equals, well, here's a whole dollar here. Can I write in here again? But I'm not going to do a dollar actually. Let's just do 1 and whoops. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? No, 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 no. I don't want. Okay. Well, 1 and how many are over here on this dollar? 1/4. Good. So let's do 1. This thing keeps popping up. Okay, go. Copy image. Sure. Okay. 1 and no. 1 and 1/4, right? So 1 and oh my gosh, not 11/4, Mr. Mac. Okay. 1 and 1/4. Or let's just do 5/4. Let's do, oh, now it's not. Okay, now what do I? All right, so I have 1, 2, because if I broke these all into fourths, I have 1/4, I have 2/4, I have 3/4, I have 4/4, right? Because that's a whole dollar. But then I also have this 5/4 over here. So the answer is 5/4, or I'm just going to draw this, or $1, one whole dollar, and 1/4 over here. Okay. Now, if I want to screenshot this and show Mr. Mac, I could say, okay, I'm going to screenshot this. There we go. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to insert right up here, insert image, upload from computer. And then I'm going to find my screenshot. There it is. I'm going to open it up. It should put it right in that box. It should contain it in that box. So that's how I'm going to show Mr. Mac my answer. Okay. I want you to try to work through these coming down now. So number 2 says, how did solving 1/2 plus 1/4 help you solve 1/2 plus 3/4? How are they connected? Well, the 1/4 we did before in this link up here let me know that, oh, if I keep adding a fourth each time, then 3/4 is not that bad. It's just adding 2 more fourths or something like that. You're going to write that in right here. And then number 3, oh, so I guess you could put that in here. And then part B, open this link. There's another problem string. So when you open this link up, it's going to bring you to a different problem string. Nope, it looks like, oh, okay. So it's going to show you, now we're going to talk about what we just did. So it gives you the answer of 1/2 plus 3/4, and it shows you just what Mr. Mac showed you. And it shows you the hundredth here. And then it shows you the money amount, $1.25. But then it's going to come up here and say, okay, so now let's try 1 1/4 plus 1/2. So $1.25 plus 1/2. Now I want you to go through this problem string, okay? And then after you get through this problem string, then you can answer this question. And you can upload your another money pieces. So 1 1/2 plus 1 1/4 plus 1/2. You can come back here and do another one and show me here. Remember, you can also do it on this and take a picture if that's easier. And then you're going to do the same thing for part C. Okay. And then there's also a part D, and that's it. So that is your activity. We're going to work on this this week as well in class. So good luck. And let's stop.